So I recently went through the process of trying to get my property restoration company a Google My Business listing, okay? I was trying to list my company on Google so that customers can leave reviews so that I can show up on Google Maps. And it's completely free, so there's no reason why I wouldn't have one. So what was happening is, as soon as I submitted for this account, it was getting suspended right away, okay? Like immediately. And the only thing I would get is an email saying that I have deceptive content. Pretty much saying that I'm lying to customers, that I'm not a real company. That's pretty much what I was getting from this email. And there's no phone number that you can call, and there's also no email. The only thing you have is an appeal process that if you don't do it right, you're just gonna keep getting denial after denial after denial. And that's kind of what happened to me, guys. And you guys can see here, I took a screenshot of my email and I blocked out my company name because I don't need people across the country trying to reach out for services, all right? I only service my area, so that's why I blocked out some information on here. I filed my first appeal April 6th, and my last one was on April 24th, and then I finally got my approval on April the 27th. So that is the time frame that it took for me to be able to get my Google My Business account. Now, what I did to make this happen is the reason why I think it got approved, okay? And if you guys are looking for another way to file your appeal that might work, this is what I'm going to show you in this video. I'm going to show you what I did that worked for me. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but it worked for me, and I know that I would try this again if I had your same issue right now. All right, so if you find this video useful, make sure to smack the like, and if it works for you, leave a comment down below so that you can tell others about your experience. First things first, you want to do the obvious, what you've probably already seen everywhere else, telling you to go through your information, make sure that everything's correct, make sure that your website doesn't have misleading information, because Google cross-references everything that you submitted with your application with what you have provided online, okay? And it can check everything all at once. So you guys want to make sure that all of this is correct, okay? Now, once you have done that, I also need you to keep in mind that Google no longer allows you to use a UPS business address, okay? Before, UPS would allow you to have a business address with them, and you can use one of their boxes and list that as your unit number, okay? You no longer can do that. If you're operating from your house and you have a home address, home-based business, you have to use your home address, all right? That is something else that I learned on my 4th appeal, because I found it on the internet. Google does not allow it anymore, and I don't know if maybe that was suspending my account as well, but there you go. Use your home address if you're based out of your house, all right? So once you have that all in check, okay, and you understand that, you're gonna need the following documents. You need to have your business license. You need to have your Secretary of State registration, okay? If you have any kind of certification or anything for the trade that you're in, you also want to have that handy. And the final thing that I submitted along with my final appeal that I had not done so before was my proof of insurance, okay? Want to make sure you have your proof of insurance, because what does an insurance company do before they give you insurance? They do a background check, okay? They check and see if you're worthy of having insurance with them, okay? So that is another form that you guys want to have available so that you can submit with your appeal, all right? So this is what I did to try and kind of trick the system, or to pretty much show them that I'm a legit company. So Google has two kind of services. They have the normal Google Ads, which you guys are probably familiar with, and then they have Google Local Service Ads, all right? So Google Ads, anybody can create that account. You guys can promote your company and try and pop up on search engines around Google, okay? That is what Google Ads is for. Now, the Google Local Service Ads, those are a little different because it has a more rigorous verification process. Now, what you guys are seeing here on my screen is my account completely verified as a Google guaranteed business, okay? So on Google, my business will show up with a green check mark, all right? Now, obviously, you're not going to get to this page until your Google My Business profile is verified, okay? But you're going to use the Local Service Ads account to try and get your Google My Business account approved, okay? And here's how. Once you guys sign in to your local service ads, okay, for Google, and this is a completely different login than your Google Ads, okay? So you want to go on Google, look up Google Local Service Ads, and then you go to that profile and you create an account. It's completely different in Google Ads, okay? So do not get those confused, all right? Once you log in to your Google Local Service Ads, you guys are going to come across a verification process for your business. And what this is going to do for you is pretty much let Google know that you're a real person and you have a legit business, okay? So once you've gone through the first 3 steps, okay, the billing information, proof of insurance, background check, once you have gone through those and you have green check marks, you're going to go back to your appeal, okay? On the appeal, you have an area where you can put a message. So someone is going to read this message. You're going to put the message there so that they can read it. And you're going to detail everything that you've provided, pretty much explaining why you're a real company. And you're also going to include that you already went through the process of the local service ads, okay? Which is more rigorous than their process. You've already had all this verified. You've already had your background check on yourself as the owner, and it got approved through Google local service ads, which is another one of their services, okay? So you pretty much are pleading to them that there's no way that you can get approved here, but not there. I submitted that along in that message and also provided my proof of insurance, which I had not done before. And what else do you think happens when you're trying to get insurance for your company? They also do a background check, okay? So you have all of this combined. You have your proof of insurance, all your documentation. You've gone through the local service ads verification process. You've passed that. What else is there that you can do so that you can get your business listed and you can continue on so that you can provide for your family? Pretty much that is what I included in my message, guys. And on April 27th, I got my approval and this is what I got, okay? So pretty much I'm gonna blur out my company name because again, I don't need you guys reaching out to me from New York or from California because I'm only servicing my area, okay? So I blurred that out. But you guys can see that here. Your appeal has been approved. You will need to allow at least 24 hours for changes to take effect. Boom, got it approved, okay? And that is exactly what I did that worked for me. Now, again, I'm not saying it's gonna work for you. If you're a legit scammer, it's not gonna work for you because Google has very smart AI that will pick up on deceptive stuff, okay? But just like me, that I know I had a legit business, I know a lot of you guys are going through the same issue and it is extremely frustrating. I was pissed off, so I know you're pissed off. And I felt like sharing this video with you. I also cover other business related topics on the channel as far as entrepreneurship, financial freedom, how to build wealth and everything like that, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to break that 9-to-5 cycle of working that 9-to-5, okay? We want to be our own bosses, our own entrepreneurs. So if you like that kind of information, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you in the community. Other than that, I hope this video helped you out and a lot of you guys get your businesses listed so that you can continue on to build your business, okay? Without further ado, guys, I appreciate you watching and I'll see you on the next video.